I will pop in the, let me see, can I make it? Yeah, I can kind of, I'll swap them around if I can. There we are. Yeah, bright sort of animal print abstract, which was really cool. That is by Nails by Danny Moore, who is from the UK. So make sure you jump on over to Instagram and check out her work. She's got some really cool stuff, and you'll be able to see, hopefully I'm just making sure my cameras are lined up nicely so everybody can see. We have got 2 nails I've done already. Ignore, whoops, backwards, ignore that stuff, that's from another time. So we've got a colour patch, and then colour block would be a better word. And then I've done some abstract animal lines, and then this one is abstract lines with colour, and I've also put some leopard print on there as well. And not sure what's going on Instagram, but that's fine. So tonight, as per usual, I'm using Artistic Colour Gloss. I've got, for the backing colour, we're going to be using Peach Whip, because that is the nice sheer nude that I have. I've also got out the entire Hard Rock collection, and these are limited edition. Make sure if you do want them that you don't put it off, because once they're gone, they are gone. So I've got the pink, the green, let me grab my others, there's a teal and a really bright orange, which is really cool. And then the other two, which I'm going to use tonight as well, is a yellow and a more of a reddy orange. Yeah, so they're both really cool. And then I've also got white, and then for the detail I've got just some art gel, which I'll be using, which is a white and a black. You could also use your Be Creative acrylic paints if you have them. You could also just use your Bride and your Swag and pop it out on a palette, and let that thicken up a bit, and then use that as an art gel as well. So yeah, while I am thinking, I'm just going to jump back and have a look at the picture and see if we can choose a really cool one. So there's a couple of bright ones. I'm not going to recreate it exactly. I'm kind of just going to take the inspiration and freehand it. I feel like it always works out better that way. As Steph did say to me today, we are artists, not photocopiers, and I 100% agree with that. I think, yeah, it's definitely nice to recreate art as opposed to exactly copying it, and it will never ever look exactly the same as well. And I don't know if you're like me, but if you're like me, I would find that frustrating. Anyway, on with that. I'm going to go in with my first layer of Peach Whip, and I'm going to do all the nails at once just because I forgot to do this before we came on camera. Usually I'd have my base color down before we start our live, but for some reason didn't think of it today. So that's fine though. So I'm going to do a layer of Peach Whip and then cure that, and then I'll probably do another one just because I like the look of it better with the 2 layers. But obviously if you prefer one, that's totally fine. And hopefully Instagram can see me all right. So I'm going to do 3. There we go, and instead of fluffing around with that, I'm just going to pop that in the lamp and cure that for 30 seconds. And while we let that cure, I thought I may as well let you know. Hey Steph, how are you? I can see Steph's joined us on the Facebook page. We have had a massive restock last week of all of our Artistic Colour Gloss colours, even the much loved Goddess, which I don't have it on hand. It's over in another drawer, but it's that beautiful rose gold sparkly shimmery color that everyone is obsessed with. We've got a few of those left, so make sure if you've been eyeing up that color, or if there are any other colors of color gloss that we've been out of stock for a while and you know you want to get your hands on something, head on over to our website and check that out. Because yeah, we've got all the new things again. It's nice to have our stock shelves nice and full for you guys. So I'm just going in now with a second layer of peach whip, and then that is going to cure again for 30 seconds. So then that goes, and I'm just going to put the lid on that as well because I'm clumsy and I will tip it over. And then while that is curing, I'm just going to turn my lamp a little bit the other way because otherwise it'll cure what I am about to do. I'm going to pop some of the red, which is hidden with a high note, onto my palette. Ready for art. Probably a little too much, but that's fine. And then the next color I'm really excited to use is Light Up the Stage. If that will focus, there we go, which is the really bright yellow. Hey Laura, how are you? I hope you've had a good day. Here's the yellow. And then obviously we've got our white and our black. And then I'll probably use the other colors eventually as well. So I'm just going to first off take off the inhibition layer from our, I'm just going to put that down so I can scrub it properly. Take off the inhibition layer from our peach whip and ideally not get black gel all over it. Not ideal. That just makes it a little bit less sticky, so our next layer of color isn't going to float around the nail and kind of, I guess, bleed out. I find that really annoying. So pro tip, if you find that annoying too and you've been struggling to figure out a way to fix that. So I've just got, get that, a random striping brush that I've got. I think you can both see it. Yeah. I'm just going to go in with, let's go in with the red on this one. And I'm going to paint kind of a random shape. And I'm not doing it perfect. I feel like the more perfect you try and make things look, the less likely you're going to be happy with the outcome, and you're going to fiddle and be annoyed. So keep that in mind when you're doing art. And I'm just filling that in. And then now I'm going to flash cure that, just to make sure it stays in place. And I'll grab another wipe and just wipe that gel off my brush. Ideally, I'd be cleaning it as well, but I think it will be fine. Then I'm going to go in with, I think, white. So my white gel, whether you've got Bride or whether you've got like an acrylic paint or an art gel, and I'm going to do the same kind of outline along here, but in white. And as you can see, that's definitely not perfect, and that's the way that I like it. Steph said that abstract is really good for all of us perfectionists. Totally agree with that there. Because yeah, you have to trust the process and just trust that it's going to look awesome when you are finished. So let me try and fill the last of that back in. And I'm kind of doing some of it thick, some of it thin. as well, and just make sure that I've got that little corner on the side. So that is that one. And then I'm also going to go in with black, and the black is going to go on top of the red. And there's that. So that's that. And just to be a little extra, I'm going to go in and do another one, but a thinner one. I feel like it needs a little bit more up the nail than what is there currently. There we go. And you can see I'm really not being precise with my brush. I'm just kind of letting it, for the most part, go where it wants to go, which is half the fun of abstract. It just does what it wants to do. Could possibly add a little more white in there if we wanted to. I'm just going to leave it and then cure that for your 30 seconds. And then while that one is curing, I'm just going to jump over and have a look at the nails again, and just have a look. And I can see that there's some that have little spots on them, which is really cool. And I also really want to have a go at the cow print one. May as well leave that in the bottom, actually. Yeah, so have a little go with the cow print one. Now that that is done, you can add more if you want. You can leave it if you want. I'm going to leave it. And then the next one I'm going to do is the cow print. So I'm going to grab my Colour Gloss in Bride, and I'm going to go down on this area for this one. And just create a random blob again. I don't know if any of you watching particularly know me, but I am obsessed with animal print, especially leopard print. So I had so much fun doing that pink leopard print earlier. I love it. Kind of want to wear these now as well. Could be potentially my new nails that we have come up with tonight. Thanks for voting, guys. Also, if you have any requests of like certain looks you want to, or like styles of art, I guess, you want to see, make sure you let us know so we can take that on board. We always want to be creating content that you want to see and you are excited about. So yeah, do let us know if there's anything that you feel like we're missing, that you might want to see. So now you can see that that is cured. You could go in with a second layer. I'm not going to. I'm just going to go in with my gel and do some little cow splatties. And I think I'm accidentally being a little too precise with these. So let's see how we go. I saw something recently where the person did the big ones first and then kind of based all the little cow spots around, or whatever spots they were. They might have been leopard, I can't quite remember, but done all the big ones first and then sort of placed the little ones around them so that they were like distributed nicely. I know in the past I've sometimes accidentally gone a little whole hog on spots and then it looks uneven or weird. Yeah, so that is a little tip that I like. Laura let us know that she is doing her nails. I want to know, Laura, what you are doing on your nails. And also Steph needs to do her birthday nails. As it's her birthday in a few days, and I think we should let Steph know in the comments what she should do. I vote you should do these, Steph. Definitely. So yeah, going in with my last couple of little cow prints, I'm going to add in some small ones because, yeah, gonna do that now. Some of them aren't very cowy. You could call it more Dalmatian actually, but we'll roll with it. And I'm actually going to also have a couple like flowing off the white onto the background or negative space, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to extend that one, put a little one here, and then we might put another one up here. There we go. I think I'm trying too hard to make it look random now, but that is that cow print. And then I'm going to cure that. And then the next one, I'm going to do a little bit of a color block and some spots because I thought that one looked fun too. But yeah, definitely you can change these up as much as you like. If you do end up recreating them, make sure you tag us and that you also tag the original artist, Nails by Danny Moore, over on Instagram. I'm sure she would love to see these as well. So there's that. You can see I've accidentally put some of my gel into a place that's not supposed to be. So I'm just going to try and get that off. That's what happens when you don't top coat as you go. And now no one can see what I'm doing, but there I am. There we go. And then my next one, I'm going to do the color block with the spots. And we've done red. We haven't done yellow. I don't know why I put yellow out before, but let's do yellow. Laura said that she is doing nails based around this art, but only one hand. And I can totally relate to doing one hand at a time. I do that all the time. Make sure that you tag everyone, Laura, once you post them. I would love to see them. So these ones, I'm just going to go, and I'm just going to go straight down one side of the nail. And I'm not being super precise either. But I am going to get off that little bit that is flooded, that is annoying me. Is anyone else a perfectionist even with their swatch wheels and their swatch sticks? Because I am, and it drives me nuts. Definitely, Steph. I agree. It takes way too long to do both hands at once. I always do my nails one at a time. No, my hands. Nails, one hand at a time. That's what I'm trying to say. Cool. And if you're wanting some help with your, say, fine lines or your detail work, remember Monaco does have a very meaty nail art course. When I say meaty, I mean like quite in depth. I don't know why I use that word, but here we are. And yeah, definitely I would check it out if that is something that you are wanting to upskill or you're wanting to just brush up your techniques. Definitely is a good place to start. So I've just done a second layer of that just to make it a bit more opaque, and then going in with that. And then I actually think I want to add a line of color to the cow print as well. I'm getting carried away here. Yeah, I said meaty. It just happened. Apologies to anyone who that's offended. Girl picks her words very randomly. So that's just curing. I think the color I'm going to go in with on the cow print is the orange, because we haven't used that one yet. So I'm just getting some color off my brush onto my brush, and I'll do a little. This will need a couple of layers for it to go nice and opaque. If you were clever, Nicole, you would have put it out on your palette to thicken up, ready for when you wanted to use it. Anyway, I'm just gonna get rid of that and we'll sort that out later, because that is not a vibe for me right now. Definitely this does highlight the importance that if you're not happy with something, and often I'm not when I'm doing art, just feel free to wipe it off and start again if you haven't cured it. I definitely know that my clients appreciate my fiddliness and doing that, as opposed to putting something that I'm not happy on, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So here I'm going to do a couple of lines and then I'll do some spots in there. So we'll do black lines. Oh, sorry, we'll put that back where it belongs. We'll do a couple of lines. And I'm just going to build up that color because it's not quite. What I wanted. And again, they're not perfect. They are quite thick. And I'm not making them like straight, or yeah, not making them perfect or anything like that. Just getting in there. And then I'm going to go in again with a second one. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going up the nail a bit there. And then because that is not bleeding everywhere, I'm going to go in with the spots as well. And I'm going to do white spots. And we'll just be super random about that. There we go. So that is that one. I'm going to chuck that in and cure, and then we can go back and do that line that I decided I wanted to do on the other nail, the orange line. So I'm just going to start packing up as I go along, because otherwise I'm left with an avalanche of things all over my desk, and then more often than not I will end up breaking something or spilling something, and then I get really annoyed. Does anyone else do that? You're not alone if you do. So yeah, we've got that, and I'm just going to go in with my little stripey brush again and my orange, which you can see if I move it to the center, it's already thickened up quite a bit. So let's go in and add those lines in. Now I'm kind of trying to tie those lines into these ones here, which are kind of, I want to say they're like zebra tigerish kind of stripes. Not really sure. Open to suggestions. What do you think they look like? So there's those ones. Has everyone had dinner yet? Or are you being hungry like me? I want to know what you're having for dinner so I can have FOMO, because I'm just having boring leftovers and nobody likes boring leftovers. Cool. Anyway, so again, going in and just creating the stripe a bit thicker at the top, and then thinning out as we come down, and I might do one more just because for the most part I like things that are uneven. Let's do that. And then I'm just going to flip my hand around and do the rest of it this way. Definitely could have been a bit more generous on that colour on my palette. So there's that one. You could obviously carry on down. I'm not going to, just because on every single nail there is always like a decent bit of negative space, and I just want them to tie in nicely. But as you'll be able to see, if I bring this picture up again, if I can find it, I have into something similar but not exactly the same, but it kind of gives you the same effect, and I will show you what that is in a minute. I'm just now going to go in with my glossing gel for our top coat to make everything nice and shiny. I feel like these would look really awesome if they were matte too, so got to keep our options open. I'd love to know if you prefer matte or if you prefer glossy nails. I love the look of matte, but then I find I get bored of them quickly and I want them to be shiny. So more often than not, I have glossy nails. My top coat is running out. And then last one. And I love how it just kind of melts everything together when you put your top coat over it. Cool. So I am going to pop that in the lamp for 30 seconds, and then we'll take that inhibition layer off and we can have a look at them. And I've just noticed on the Instagram stream, apologies whoever's trying to watch the Instagram stream, I've just noticed that it's dropped out a couple of times saying that I have a poor connection. Don't know what that's about, but I will try and get that sorted out for you next time, so that we're not dropping in and out while you're trying to watch the live. But hopefully, and I'm pretty sure I would have seen on the computer otherwise, that the Facebook one is all good. So if you were interested and you missed a little bit of it on Instagram, jump on over to our Facebook page and check that out. Here we go. Yeah, so I've just taken the inhibition layer off that, and there are our, or if we ignore those, our animalish abstract print nails. I am coming out of the shot. I do really like them. I think that one is still my favorite. I would love for you to tell me in the comments if you're watching now or if you're watching in the future even, which one your favorite is. And if you do recreate these, make sure you tag us, make sure you tag Nails by Danny Moore on Instagram. I'm sure we would all love to see. Yeah, and then again, the colors that I used were just a black and white art gel. I used Peach Whip for the base of the nail, and then, or like the negative space if you'd call it, and then I used I think every single color from the Hard Rock collection. Yeah, so that is us for You Choose Tuesday for tonight. Thank you for joining me. Steph's just said that she loves the pink one. I do too. I think it's the best. And I've just all of a sudden realized it looks like watermelon, and now I can't unsee it. Anyway, yeah, so thanks guys for joining me tonight. I will see you again next time. Yeah, Make sure to like the video if you have enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye, guys.